I'm here, and Julia's here already. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Shall shall I introduce my supporting cast? I say supporting cast because they don't talk much. So here we've got my middle son, Balthazar. Oh my God, I love that cat so much. I love all my cats. And here's Sabby, my oldest. He's like, oh, damn paparazzi. I don't know where my youngest is. He's probably downstairs just being grumpy because he's my Taurus. So, welcome. Happy Sunday morning. Happy, happy, happy. And thank you for the super chat already. Julia, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Yeah, we got Belzy and Sabby. Melky's somewhere down there. I mean, technically it's Sebastian, Balthazar, and Melchior, but I only call them that. Well, I call them that when I'm in full-on mama voice. But I also call them that when they're being really extra super loving. I'm like, Balthazar, Sebastian, Melchior. Yes. Good morning, Donna Bella. I hope all is well with you. Lavola, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a Sunday. The moon is still in Virgo. Praise God. Hallelujah. The moon is still in Virgo. Said the Virgo. Oh, let's have a lovely, relaxing, non-foul mouthed time together today. It is Sunday morning. I've got some cool stuff going on. This is our schmooze time. We always start with some schmooze time. Right after this, because, we usually end at around, these things are about an hour, give or take. Feeling great. I restrung my guitar yesterday, and it's given me a pep in my step. Creativity, so important during these times. Drizzling this AM. It's a little overcast here. We've had some moments of sun. But since I tried to go to bed early last night, a lot of you know who are in the Facebook group, because I got a lot done yesterday. I had a client, which was wonderful. I recorded 3 videos yesterday. It's all a blur. But what I did and what I'm doing is I am taking, as I mentioned before, some of my pay-per-view stuff on VIMEO.com, downloading it to my new computer setup. Good morning. Good morning. I can't catch your name because the type on this is really small. Good morning. Have love listening in while I work on my pottery. Mel, you work so hard. I do. I'm a Virgo. What can I tell you? So I can't really see what your name is because the type is itty bitty teeny tiny little teeny tiny little kingdom. Does anybody know what that's from? Once upon a time. That's from a very long time ago. That's from the 70s, I'm pretty sure. So what I'm doing, good morning, Mari, is I'm downloading right now the projects that I'm working on, and 3 of them will launch today. One at 12 noon, one at 12:30, and one at 1 p.m. 3 excerpts from Meditate with Mark, back from 2016, 2017. I edited them. So if you want to watch the whole thing, there's a lot that won't be up on YouTube because it's just too long. I was going to do the whole thing, but there's Q&A with students, and it's like, you know what? YouTube doesn't need that. But if you want it, you can go check it out on Vimeo.com, DTCP, Drawing Circle Productions. You can find me there. I have a lot there on demand, but I'm thinking of shutting down the Vimeo because I put up those videos how many years ago. I made very little money off of it. Like, people watch the trailers, but they don't actually buy the workshops. So that's fine. At least this way now I'm monetized. I can put it out there. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry I missed yesterday. I was a guest on a friend's podcast. Oh, blessed be. And, honestly, for what we're all going through right now, I think apologies for not being on a live stream. It's a bit much. It's a bit much, considering I keep doing them all the time. Rachel K from Facebook. Oh, hi. Oh, hi, 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 hi. Hi, hi, hi. If any of you are true, absolutely fabulous enthusiasts like I am, you'll know what hi is, who that is. Mo Gaffney. Bless her heart. Hi. Yeah, I quit apologizing. There, yeah, there's so many. Yeah, I mean, unless it's like, like my grandfather's 100th birthday we did on Zoom a couple of Sundays ago. Like that was a big deal. I would have been excoriated, if that's the right word. I would have gotten virtually yelled at from my mother. Yeah, she would have done it over the phone. Thank you, Mari. I do try. I'm feeling much better. I have to say, my experience with, I'm going to plug his book again. Everything is here to help you by Matt Kahn. Really good. Really good. Like, okay, the first couple of days of it was a bit rough because it's very healing. It's very healing. Like a day at the spa. It's more like a day with the exorcist, honestly, but worth it. Worth it. I feel so much better. Seeing the benefit in things, not just mentally, but actually experiencing them. It's pretty cool. I need more coffee, clearly. I just had really good coffee. Oh, and this morning a miracle happened. Do you want to hear my miracle? Yesterday was a very inspirational day. Yes, indeed you do. Thank you. I do feel better. But I had a miracle happen this morning. Now, for some people, it may not be a miracle, but for me, it's a miracle. And I guess miracles are a tad subjective. So this morning, I'm like, doing my thing. I did my oil pulling for my teeth and, all the things I'm supposed to do. And my guides, like, they do this a lot. They tap me on the shoulder and they say, why don't you go do this? They never say, go do this. They say, why don't you go do this? So they say, why don't you check Peapod? And if you don't know what Peapod is, it's Stop and Shop. It's home delivery. Now, I don't even want to talk about why I'm not going food shopping. Let's just say I quit smoking in November. And I think that should explain why I don't want to go out in public. Yeah. But it's been really hard to get a delivery appointment. Oh, thank you, Lavola. Thank you for the super chat. See what rhymes with chat? Because I can say a dollar makes me holla, but I'll think about it. So they tap me on the shoulder and they say, go check Peapod. And sure enough, I go on Peapod and there's a delivery opportunity. I can schedule it for tomorrow between 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. I already had my list all ready to go. I was just waiting to get a delivery slot. And I can't believe it's tomorrow. Usually it's a 2-week wait. I think I crossed over into a quantum field where there are more Peapod delivery. I'll take it. I mean, okay, there's still this horrible situation going on planet Earth, but I will take. So yeah, I'm getting like a big shipment of food tomorrow. Yeah, that is a miracle. Yeah, Susie knows, right? Yeah. Super chat makes no cat. Oh my god. Oh, I just had a Bob the Drag Queen moment. Acted a cat. Pick it back up and you fall on your back. Acted a cat. Boom. Sugar cat. Swell. Boom. Shak. Make sure you don't stop. Pick it back up and then death drop. I really want to hang out with RuPaul's Drag Race queens, or really drag queens in general. I love drag queens in general. I mean, my patron god is Dionysus, the god of drag queens. Though not into it myself, oddly being one. Too much hair, not interested. No, there's not enough Nair on the planet, and Nair burns, from what I understand. Plus, I would want to like write my name in there. Mal written on my. It's not great. Well, I don't know that we're going to get to the breath work, but we'll try. We'll try. Can we get a hallelujah? Praise God, hallelujah. Oh, praise God, hallelujah. Oh, the cat's just went. What's that noise? Yeah, that is a miracle. I know. So I'm getting everything I need to make my my Italian chicken soup. Hi, I'm live again. Look, it's going to do that. I don't know why it does that. I am less than 20 feet from my Wi-Fi router thingy hoo-ha doodah. So I don't know why it does that. There's no reason for it to do that, but it does that, and it's okay. So yeah, I am really excited. So that just like launched me into the day. Yay! I even like texted my mom. She's like, "Oh, good," because they don't want me to leave the house either. So so then I was like, "Okay, well, I'm up." They're like, absolutely. I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? They said, just do your Wim Hof. So I did my Wim Hof breathing. Again, if you're not familiar with the work of the Wim Hof, WIMHOF, Google him. Really, he's got brilliant videos on YouTube. He's just astounding. Electronic field demons. I have no idea. That's a computer thing. I thought that had to do with, I don't know. I don't speak that language. Lots of services at the same time, so it's bound to be wonky. Yeah. So I did the Wim Hof breathing, and I did it in bed, right where I am, right here, right now. And it was good. Like, it was good. It was really good last night too. I got that all over body tingle thing that they talk about, which I had when I first started doing it, but like it is with anything, you try a new healing modality, right? You try it the first time, it's amazing, and then your body gets used to it. I've been doing it every day since January 20 something. Really has made a difference and really has helped me with, it's not that I have clinical depression or any. Oh, Julia, thank you. Woo, woo. $1.99. Praise God. Hallelujah. Woo. I love the tingle twitchy hands, right? Isn't it great? It's such a wonderful, cool feeling. And though I am not clinically depressed, like I don't have depression, but I am an empath, right? Woo, there's another $1.99. Oh my God, you're all giving me so much money. You must all be really. Oh, right, you're all empaths. So you're probably picking up on my giggles and getting the giggles. All right, I'll do it. That's fine. It's a little prostitute-y, but I'll live. What was I saying? Oh, so I really, really, really got the tingles. That says work. Oh, that's so funny. Yes, Witch Park. So it was really good this morning, Wim Hof, and so they said blessed breathing, and I was like, oh, and I just knew what they meant, right? It's like when you work with guides and masters and all that stuff, you just get to know what they mean. You can feel it. It's not just the words they say, it's how they say it, it's how it feels in your body. But I will say this, I can talk about this. Yeah. Last night I went off on them. Oh, did I go off on them last night? Because yesterday was a productive day. I'm glitchy and I can't tell if my super chats went through. They did, Mari. There's one there for 99 cents. There's one there for another 99 cents. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. I really appreciate it, guys. I mean, really, it's so touching. Anyway, so I'm going to highly recommend going off on your spirit guides. It was sort of like angry confessional, frustrated confessional, and really, this book kind of triggered it. It's a good book. It's really good. Now, I know I talked a lot about his last book, which was the first of his books that I read. Oh no, Maul's here. She's going to start a bidding war, isn't she? A bidding. I will do your bidding. I don't know what that means. Oh, Maul. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. We're not going to get to the breathing, are we? Yes, we are. We're gonna pray and meditate in a minute. But there was something building up in me for days and days and days, and it wasn't like I was trying to avoid it. It wasn't like I was trying to repress it. I just couldn't. Do you know what I mean? I just couldn't verbalize it. Well, last night I verbalized it, and I read my guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, and ancestors, even my higher selves, read them for filth. And I think they were actually kind of giggling, like they know. And by the time I hit bed and did my Wim Hof, remember I went to bed early last night. It was early. It was like 10 p.m. ish or something. I never beautiful me. They're not with me all the time. It's like they don't watch me shower. They're not. Thank you. Mood. Are you all having a mood? There's a dairy joke in there. I don't know what it is though. That's okay. Everybody's a little glitchy. It is Sunday morning. It's okay. Just reboot. I'm here and I will reboot should it happen. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change on the internet, the courage to reboot my phone or tablet, standing and the wisdom to know the difference. Snib. Anyway, speaking of prayer, let's do our prayer. Oh, well, the thing is my guides were looking down on me, not in a bad way. Oh, Mal, my goodness, what is that? Oh, it's a banana peel. Nice banana peel. And I apologized, and they said, no, we were just waiting for you to do that. They were waiting for me to go off on them, and I did. I read them the riot act last night. But it was necessary, love what rises. You have to give voice to this stuff. And there was no one else around. I didn't punch a hole in the wall. I didn't kick a cat or anything like that. I would never kick my cats. You know what I mean? And was it empathic? I don't know. Could have been. Was what I was feeling and what I was saying what everybody's feeling on some level? Maybe. I don't know. But I was able to do it. I find if I do Wim Hof at night, I'm too energized. I went right to sleep afterwards, but then I woke up like 2, 3 a.m. Why were they waiting for you to go off on them, Mark? Because they know me and they can see. I gotta remember, the guides are multidimensional. They see the timeline. We're in the timeline. They see the timeline. The eternal does not mean all time. It means outside of time or without time. Timeless, right? So they saw the pressure building up in me emotionally because, and it's like I said, I've been feeling it a little, like if I was going to name the emotions, that's not the same thing as experiencing them. But, I just couldn't give them voice, and something just tilt last night. What's that word? Critical mass. That's where I hit critical mass last night. And I went off. And we were waiting for you to do that. In other words, they don't judge us. Your guys don't judge you, right? Yeah, you talked to me around 2:30 this morning. Yeah. So you got to remember this idea of being a spiritual good little boy or a spiritual good little girl is a human creation. We don't have to do that. I mean, they get it. They understand, particularly the time we're in. From the 8th dimensional point of view, this is history that we're living. From their point of view, this has already happened. This is a done deal. It's written about in books, right? And it's always been that way. Like we look back at, the American Revolution or, the Cenozoic era or whatever. And we go, oh, ancient history. Meanwhile, that timeline is going on somewhere. Are you with me? Like time is all relative, like the theory of relativity and all of that. So that's the story, right? So yeah. So, but let's do some breathing. Let's say our beginning prayer. But now here are some warnings. Sometimes we don't have to tell you. Yeah. So get yourself comfortable. Here's a caveat. Please make sure you are comfortable. We're going to be doing some gentle breath work. Maybe we'll do a little mini Wim Hof. Mini Wim Hof. Ooh, thank you, Julia. Another $1.99. What is that? A fox? I think that's a fox. That's a smiley fox. It's not a red fox. I miss red fox. I saw one of his stand-up routines. I forget what that's called on HBO when I was a kid, and it was just filthy funny. It was so good. Buddy Hackett too. I love Buddy Hackett. You gotta love Buddy Hackett. Anyway, so please be comfortable and be careful. Do not push yourself with any of the breath work that we're doing here. I'm not there to coach you. I'm not there to say, hey, be careful. Like, Don't put yourself in danger breathing. You with me? Yep. Oh, welp. Gotcha. Gotcha. So everyone, please get comfortable in a position you can stay in for a couple of minutes. We're going to do some light breathing for the prayer, but then we'll talk and then we'll end with a breathing meditation. Cool. So please get yourself comfortable. Look around your surroundings, right? Just make sure that you are supported. I mean, if I should pass out, the worst that's going to happen is my head's going to go back onto my headboard, which is not great. Here, let me just make sure. Oh, that's better. All right. I don't have to sit all the way back, but it's just nice to know that if my head goes back. That's what I mean. Like, there are, you can make yourself pass out if you do certain breath techniques too hard, right? You can do all sorts of things. So just make sure you are physically supported and breathe. Now, if I get that far away look in my eyes, it's because I'm looking out my sliding glass doors on the second floor into the trees and into the courtyard, sort of parking lot courtyard in front of me. And as I say, just become aware of the breath. Listen to the breath. And you'll notice you immediately start to wind down. You can feel the nervous system going from perhaps a fist to an open palm. And I ask our collective guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, and ancestors to gather around us in a force field of light containing and protecting the work we do today and the energy we share today. And I ask that all information and energy that exchanges between us, both us in the physical as well as those of us in the non-physical, that it do so clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all. Thank you. Dearest God, Goddess, all that is, we surrender this day to you. May it serve your purposes, because we are here only to be truly helpful. We are here to represent you who sent us, so we don't have to worry about what to say or what to do, because you who sent us are directing us. We are content to go wherever you wish, knowing that you go along with us, and that we will be healed as you teach us to heal. Please show us what you would have us do, where you would have us go, what you would have us say, and to whom, not just in this chat today, but for the rest of this day and into the night, maybe even into tomorrow. Because this is a day of rest. It is a Sunday, at least when I'm recording this. And you've been so good to me personally, even when I get a little teeth grindy, angry, frustrated, when I get a little in a snit, a little frustrated, a little rammy. But that's unconditional love, isn't it? You love me anyway. And I love you anyway. And please allow everybody who's watching this live or later to feel that love that you have for us, that true love. Because we're all on that path all the way home. And we are in a tricky time, as you well know. I'm telling you anything you don't already know. But we know it. We acknowledge it. So please bless our breathwork today, that we may experience a well-being, that those are true state that we are unaware of, but that we experience it in some magnificent, uncommon way individually for our well-being and for the well-being of all. Oh, I love you so much. I love you, my gods. Thank you. So mote it be. And so it is. And thank you, Mal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You bring us together with beautiful thoughts. Thank you, dear Mark. You're welcome, my love. You are welcome, my love. And I tell you, the moment we're legally allowed to, I'm driving out east. Chardonnay, tequila, anything but scotch. I just don't like scotch. I just don't like the flavor of it. I want to really get me tanked. Hot sake for some reason does the job, but whatever. Let's see. We've got some stuff going on here. Let's see. Mini Wim Hof sounds like the whimsical little old lady you see at the market buying herbs and sharing little quips. That's genius. That is absolutely genius. Mini Wim Hof. You're absolutely right. Oh my God. I'm having a little Abner flashback. I went to the Used Dance Center of, it's a summer camp in Wheatley Heights, Long Island, but they had a really good musical theater program. They brought in these teachers from Manhattan to do it, and I'm still friends with a handful of them to this day on Facebook. And one of the musicals they did was Lil Abner. Put him back the way they was. I wasn't in that one. I was in Pippin, though. I played Charlemagne. And I got yelled at because I went back to the original script. I said a word I wasn't supposed to, but it made me famous for a summer. Worth it. Worth it. Worth it. Okay. It's all here. It's all here just waiting for you. It's all for you, Damien. Probably not a good Sunday morning reference. I don't like that movie. I've been guided to really focus on getting reacquainted with my tarot deck. It's time. They said get back on the ball. I understand that. Why can't we all live closer? Why can't we all live closer? I don't know. Worth it. Hugs to Grace. Aw. Hi, Mal. Hi, Grace. Hi, everybody. Okay. So here's the dealio. I'm trying to get a good angle. Am I poorly lit? That's not possible, darling. Hi. What we're gonna talk here is about breath, right? So as I said, here, let's plug his book for what's this, the 5th time in this video. Everything is here to help you. Finding the Gift in Life's Greatest Challenges by Matt Kahn. We talked a little bit about the way he puts out the behavior of the ego and the behavior of the soul, right? Do you have a tattoo on your skull? What? On me? No. No. I do have a tattoo, but it's over here, and I'm not taking my shirt off on YouTube. I will on Facebook, though. I'll be glad to take a picture of my tattoo later. It's a grapevine pentacle, of course. It's the only one I have. It's the only one I want. Okay. The behavior of the soul. The behavior of the soul, he says, is at war. The ego is at war. WAR. Sorry, I have that automatic sign languagey thing. I had to learn the alphabet and sign language as a Boy Scout. I know. Mal was a Boy Scout. The Damon reference. Got it. Damien. Got it. Oh, do I have a tattoo on your skull now? I took a little slow on the uptake. Like I said, it's not my favorite movie. Although it laid down a nice foundation for Good Omens, which you have to admit is worth everything. Yeah, I'm familiar. What was I saying? All right. So he says that the ego is at war, right? So what does it do? It worries, it anticipates, and it regrets. So worry, right? You can worry about the future, right? You can anticipate. I've been finding myself anticipating a lot. And we could talk about that. And then regrets, which is about the past. Anticipation is an interesting thing because we actually get taught to do it from a very young age, as well as worry and regret. But anticipate, it's like, well, make sure, and what if and what you're trying to do is negotiate the divine plan. You're trying to avoid harm. Now, there are certain things that are just smart planning, right? Wearing a seatbelt, right? Yes, perhaps that's anticipating danger in some way, but it's just safety, like buckle up for safety. I don't think that that's a behavior of the ego. Right. But like I have to have a difficult conversation with a friend of mine later today. And I just found myself in anticipation today about what I'm going to say and how should I say it and how should I say it and how should I say it. And even the Course in Miracles says, never rehearse what you're going to say to a brother. Just pray beforehand and then allow what comes out of your mouth, because that's the divine plan. You're going to say what you're going to say anyway, right? Otherwise, the ego is really in charge, right? You sign American Sign Language, just the alphabet, which is actually really good for spells, just saying, when you can't say them out loud. Powers of the witches rise, course unseen across the sky. I've got charmed fingers and a contact lens that really wants its own career. Hey, what's going on there? I'm not being inappropriate and winking at anybody. There we go. Okay. So what was I talking about? Oh, war, W-A-R, right? So worry, anticipation, not anticipate. Yeah, worry, anticipation, and regret. But the what ifs are the worst, right? So crippling, right? So you get me. You get what I'm talking about. So the behavior of the ego, if you like, is responded to by the behavior of the soul, the response of the soul. And that is, you reverse it from W-A-R, war, to RAW, R-A-W. And R-A-W stands for respect, acknowledgement, and welcome, right? Welcoming. That's the stream I did yesterday. It was about being welcome. So that's what you do is, and you don't have to like keep yourself under a spiritual microscope for every moment of, war, if we just want to use the acronym. But he says then, as you practice that, you could just be with your breath. Sort of a hack or a workaround. That when you are feeling something, when you are worrying, when you are anticipating, when you are in regret, to just breathe and allow what you're feeling. Because what are you doing? You are respecting what you're experiencing. You are acknowledging what you are experiencing. And you are welcoming what you are experiencing just by breathing. And the funny thing is, when you focus on your breath, you're not thinking, you're being. So there's no judgment. Easier. I've been doing breath work for the majority of my life. I mean, I've been breathing every moment of my life pretty much. I'm still here, so yeah. But that sort of, it brought this whole other dimension, which is why I adore the work of Nat Khan. I mean, he's not overly verbose as I can be, which is not a good thing. He's not overly pedantic as I can be. Just that I use the words verbose and pedantic within the same 30-second period says something, and not great necessarily. But he has simplified stuff so much. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, I love good music. So that's why that's part of the revelation, if you want to call it that, or at least the experience that I had last night, that, I've been doing this breath work, Wim Hof, rebirthing, box breathing. Box breathing, just to clarify, is where you pick a count, like let's say a 4 count. You inhale for 4 counts, you hold the inhale for 4 counts, you exhale for 4 counts, and then you hold the exhale out for 4 counts. And believe me, after Wim Hof breathing, that's cakewalk. That's easy peasy, eggs and cheesy. So I thought that we would do that. We would do a little box breathing, maybe. You're all going to pick your own counts. You're all going to, do that all on your own as you see fit to do. But then maybe we'll change it up. And I was thinking maybe we could do a little mini Wim Hof, as I said before. Love that you even know those words. I was raised by a teacher, That sounds like the ha breath from Ho'oponopono. Absolutely right. The ha breath. I think they do it for 7 counts though. And that's the thing. Like, even if you go on YouTube, the Wim Hof technique is also called lymphatic breathing. It's also called pineal gland breathing. What else did I hear it called? It's called a bunch of other things, but there was one that I was like, really? Really? Soma breathing, because soma is a chemical created by the third eye. And I learned that from the Ashaya monks decades ago. Um, it's all the same thing. It's the same process with a little tweak here, a little tweak there. So thankfully, nobody can trademark a breathing technique, right? I mean, you can, how you teach it, you could trademark, you could copyright, a book, a thing like that. But, it's breath. Come on, people. Um, but I really had my introduction to this stuff through a wonderful spiritual teacher who actually I'm still friends with on Facebook, Sandy Charlotte, SandeeSharlat. She's wonderful. She's a musician now. I believe she's retired. But she's the one who introduced me to rebirthing way back in 1987, 88. But then I worked with another dear friend of mine who I'm still very dear friends with, Elizabeth Kiefer. I talk about her every now and again. My Scorpio sister lives on Long Island. Mother Wave, which I don't know if Mother Wave is still a company and a thing, but it was a big thing in my life in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. And I did sessions with her, and it was a combination of belief management and rebirth, like breathing. She taught me different breathing techniques. So just breath work is just a really powerful thing. And I always say, because you're going to do it anyway, you just might not be doing it consciously, deliberately. Because if you notice, when you're afraid, when you are what? Worried, anticipating, or regretful, your breath stops here, right? To breathe. Slows you down. That when you're in a conversation with somebody, I find the easiest way to stay present and to actually listen to what they are saying without what? Anticipating what you're going to say, right? It's not really being very respectful when you're sort of skimming over what they're saying so that you can say what you're going to say next, which is what we all do. To begin breathing a little bit deeper with each breath. Because you're becoming aware of your breath. You're not thinking about your breath. And if you're listening to your breath, you can also listen to what they are saying and take it in deeper, not just what they're saying, but the energy. Often the intent. And if you're empathic, the intuitive hits, right? The empath, what they're feeling about what they're saying, which is a really good way to catch a liar. If what they're saying doesn't match what you're feeling, something's off there. Yeah. Unless I'm romantically involved with them, then apparently it's a blind spot beyond all belief. Just lie to me, I promise I'll believe. I just Sheryl Crow does. Great song. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. There, I just Fleetwood Mac'd us. So there is the theory behind it, right? The practice, however, when you are in a conversation with somebody and you don't agree with what they're saying, just breathe. Particularly if their breath is becoming, here's a word for you, staccato. Oh my God, he's so staccato. Did you have that? It was so staccato. It's like short and sharp, right? The Mac and cheese. Cheese. Oh, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Cheese was my favorite favorite. Oh my God. Chocolate milk. Oh my God. I know I should do voiceover work. I just don't want to find an agent, and if an agent finds me and says, kid, I'm going to make you a star, I'm going to be like, good, here's my lawyer. You talk it over with them, because if you do anything untoward to me, they will come for you. My lawyers will come for you. My guy, chocolate milk. Do you remember when they were locked out of the home for imaginary friends, and they didn't know the code, but Cheese did? Dun 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 dun. Boop. These are the things I remember. I can't remember the names of people in my life, but that I can remember. WTF. OMG. OMG. Right. I did it right. And that's J. This is J. Okay. Chocolate milk. And he was lactose intolerant. I just loved that. Okay, I know what I'm binging tonight after my work is done. Breathe. So if you notice when I do my readings, right, like before I draw a card or shuffle the deck, I go breathe. To bring myself into the present moment, to breathe in the chi, the prana. Because what Matt Kahn is saying in this book here, in this bookie book, is that when you inhale, that is the divine feminine. Receiving not just the oxygen, but the chi, the prana, the life force, the guidance, the grace, everything that we need for that moment. Thank you, Mal. It's genetic. Once people meet my mother, they go, oh, Mark is the chip. Well, we're not going to call my mother the old block. No. And there's a metaphor there with a tree and a nut, or a tree and an apple. Let's just say it's genetic. I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay, have fun with that. You never watched Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, a Cartoon Network series. Oh my God. I had a love-hate relationship with Blue. Just did. What was the bull guy who walked around like this? What was his name? If anybody remembers the name, what was that one's name? Because he was really cute, the one with the big bull horns, and he had like a skull and crossbones belt or something. He was great. Loved him. I would have dated him, except he was imaginary. But apparently so have many of the men that I've been with. Who were you? Who was I dating? I was dating an imaginary version of you. Breathe, right? So the breath, right? The divine feminine, you breathe it in. Breathing in everything that you need in the moment, whether you know what it is. And then the exhale is the divine masculine, letting go and in service, blessing the world. So you breathe in the blessing and you breathe out the blessing. And let's do that, right? This is called blessing breath or blessed breath. So let's do that. I fix my hair. Get yourself comfortable. I think we all love-hate thing with Blue, yeah. But what was the guy with the bull horns? I loved him because he was big and dopey, and he would he was there for his friends. Let's just say he was the muscle. Yeah, we do have the same taste in men. That's okay. You can have them. So please get yourself comfortable in a position you can stay in for like 5 minutes. We're not going to like overdo this. Take a minute, get comfortable, and focus on your breath. Let's do a little box breathing. Pick a count. I'll just do the count silently in my head. And don't try and match your breath to mine. If you do, that's great. I've been doing this, like I said, for the majority of my life, but don't be uncomfortable. Eduardo, thank you so much. You spared me a Google search. Oh, Eduardo. Yeah, absolutely. Look, if anybody knows anybody in voiceover work, have them call me. Call me. All right, here we go. Just take a couple of normal deep breaths and then pick a count, right? A count of 4, a count of 5. I mean, if you're going to do a count of 10, you better be good at this. Don't. Yeah, a count of 8, right? For us dancers, we're the dancers. Breathe. So you're gonna inhale for the count of whatever it is, hold the inhale for that count, however long it is, exhale for that count for however long it is, and then hold the exhale for that, and then repeat. I breathe loudly, so be able to at least, I don't know. Here we go. Last round. Breathe normally. Whatever your breath pattern is, just let it unfold. Yes, I've noticed some ads for voiceovers on Facebook, just so you know. I know, but it's like, yes, give us $10,000 and here's the software. That's the initial is free, but no. Honey, I'm a witch. If it's not going to come right to my door and knock on it at this point, I'm not interested. I love you, Foster. Awesome. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Boop. Okay. So you want to do a little mini Wim Hof? Now look, I'm not going to coach you through a mini Wim Hof. If you're going to do this, you're taking your own responsibility for doing it. There are certain things, right? They say don't do it in water. Why? Because people have passed out. You don't want to pass out in a body of water. So if you're in a body of water, no, right? If you're operating heavy machinery, if you're driving, bad idea, right? What are you doing? The only machinery you should be operating is maybe a cell phone in your hand. Hi, honey, Grady Grove. We're actually we're doing sort of like a Sunday morning service thing here. If you would like a reading, please contact me through my usual social media stuff. You can email me at drawingthecircle@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook, Mark Angelo Lyons. We have a Mark Angelo Lyons Facebook group that you can contact me through all sorts of ways. I'm on Twitter at ProfWitch, at PROFWITCH, Professional Witch. I'm on Instagram, Mark Angelo Lyons. Cool. So we're not doing readings right now at this moment. Okay. So for the Wim Hof breathing, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a mini round of it. And here's what you do. You inhale and you exhale in a way that's called circular breathing. So at the top of the inhale, you go right into the exhale. At the bottom of the exhale, you go right into the inhale, right? So it's circular breathing. But what you're doing, and this is, I actually pulled a muscle in my rib cage doing it too hard, so I'm going to do it very gently and relatively slow. You watch people do this on YouTube, and they do it very fast, and it's very intense, and don't start that way. So I'm going to do mine relatively slow. But what you want to do is take the deepest breath you can comfortably take and then exhale it. Now, they say to do it 30 times. I usually do it 40 because that's what was going on the app. And his app is wonderful, the Wim Hof app, right? It's got this breathing bubble thing, and there's even a version of the breathing bubble on YouTube that you can say. It goes fully in and let go. Breathe in, let go. I'm really good at impersonating voices. No big whoop. I'm a channel. I guess that's the deal. Unity consciousness, whatever. So I'm going to do it. So then what you do is you do that for a certain amount of breaths. 30 is the recommended. I do it 40 because that's what's on the thing. And then on the exhale, you exhale and you hold it out for as long as you can. Now, I'm not going to do this for terribly long. I can get up to 4 minutes, which is crazy. The first time I did it, I was shocked that I did it. But I'm going to do it for a sane amount of time, right? Because I'm doing it here and I don't want anybody to, you're putting yourself into what's called hypoxia, right? But then after that, you inhale and you hold the breath for 15 minutes. 15 minutes? Oh my God, cancel. You do that for 15 seconds, right? So just watch me do it once and then I'll do it again, all right? So watch me do it at least once. And then if you want to do it with me on the second round, we can. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to do this laying back because the boys are so excited. They're just ecstatic. They're just bouncing off the walls. He's such a snorer, which is different than a schnorrer, which is Yiddish. Okay, here we go. Wim Hof breathing. Last one. tingle, 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 tingle. That was really good. I could have held it much longer. Yeah, I thought the video froze. It was so still. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do another one. If you watched me do that, you watched me do that. I felt like the retention period hits hard at first, but after 10 or so seconds, it does feel easier. And that's the thing. Don't push it. It's really relax into it. So what you do, so what the breathing part does is it puts your body into fight or flight mode, right? You're hyperoxygenating your blood. It's alkalinizing your blood. And believe me, go watch the 10,000 videos on it, right? To get the more scientific part of it. But then when you exhale and hold the retention, what you're doing is going into a very deep state of meditation. The mind is going to do what the mind is going to do, but if you actually feel what's going on in your body awareness, what Eckhart Tolle calls the inner body, inner space, it feels amazing. Well, amazing might be a bit much, but it's definitely an experience. So you breathe into it, right? And then you do the exhale. And I can hold that for like 3 minutes because the first time I did it for 1.5 minutes. And I was like, oh my God. And I got the tingle throughout the whole body. But then the inhale at the end, you inhale, you hold it, you hold the inhale. Now, what I do is I've applied other techniques that I've learned, right? I inhale, I cross my eyes and look up. That shoots the Kundalini up. It's a yoga thing. Kundalini up to the third eye, right? And then I hold the in my upper chest, I hold the breath, and then I push it down into the lower lungs, and it pumps the whole adrenaline system, and that's what it's doing. It's sending adrenaline into your entire bloodstream, which boosts the immune system. So all of that together is called soma breathing, lymphatic breathing, third eye breathing, Wim Hof method. And I'm not going to do it again because I want you to go do the research. If you watched me do it, that's fine. But I really want you to do the research. I really want you to do it safely, right? I was glad to do that for you there. But can you get that is a type of meditation? Yeah? That it's something that is a practice. But I am not a Wim Hof instructor. I am a practitioner for myself. I share as a spiritual teacher what works for me, and I do it every day. And sometimes I do it a bunch of different times a day, sometimes in between readings. Like I've got a client at 1 p.m. Lovely client, spiritual counseling. We pulled some cards. I've worked with her for a couple of months now. She's lovely. So she's never stressed me out. She's amazing. I love her. And we video chat it on Facebook. But then I'm going to do some readings afterwards. I'm going to try and record 3 or 4 of the full moon to new moon next readings. And by the way, the first Meditate with Mark video just hit at noon. So literally, is it noon yet? Oh, in 2 minutes, right? In 2 minutes that will hit. And it's called Introduction to Meditation. It's just explaining what meditation is. It's a little bit of the lecture. 30 minutes after that will be the second one. Is that the breathing meditation? I think it is. And then the third one, of course, I don't remember the title of it. Why? Because it's a name. So anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this today. Wim said it will knock you off your feet. Yes, and he's absolutely right. Yeah, I can't do that long, and nor could I the first time I did it for the exhaled retention. But I dig it, and I can now. And don't push yourself. Be gentle with yourself. This is a healing thing. It is a spiritual practice. It's a floor wax. It's a dessert topping. It's Wim Hof. It's pranic breathing. It's whatever you want to call it. But just to let you know, there are so many different breathing techniques, from rebirthing to box breath to, there's one that I think Neil Donald Walsh does with people. I forget what that's called. There are apps that you can get. There's all sorts of different things that you can do. But to keep in mind what Matt Kahn said, it's a way to be raw, R-A-W. Oh, thank you for the $5 super chat, super chat. I like that, super chat. I'll come up with a funnier thing, you watch. Because $1 makes me holler is kind of genius. That's sort of way up my alley. But anyway. I love you all so very, 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 very much. We'll see how this day goes. I've got a lot to do. But you're welcome. You're very, very welcome. I love you all so very, very, very much. We'll see. I'll let you know if I'm doing it at 11 p.m. tonight because, like I said, I have a pea pod coming between 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. I might sleep on the couch because I want to get that stuff inside. So wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the day. But for now, my darlings, thank you all so very much for the super chats. It helps. It all really, really, really does help. And it's a great way to show appreciation. And I just thank you all so very much. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the day, as I always do. Say it with me. Hail, farewell, and blessed be. Ciao, Bella.